Revelation 14, 6 through 7, then says, "And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of water." So God's judgment, they're declaring, is coming. It's like at the door. It's about to hit at this moment. And notice that the Bible calls it the everlasting gospel. The angel is proclaiming the everlasting gospel. In other words, there's only one gospel. It's the everlasting gospel. It's the same gospel that was preached in the Old Testament. In the New Testament, it'll be the same gospel that's preached during the tribulation. And, which is, in essence, the gospel is turn to Jesus Christ by grace through faith alone and receive eternal life. Okay, now the Old Testament saints didn't know Jesus' name, but they still believed in the coming of the Messiah, and they looked forward in anticipation to that, which was foreshadowed through those animal blood, the blood animal sacrifices. So in essence, they were looking forward to the cross. We look backwards to the cross, but it all meets at the cross with the one everlasting gospel. Okay, so, there's just one. There's just one gospel. It's not 7 gospels as the hyper-dispensationalists teach. There wasn't one gospel for the Jews and one gospel for the Gentiles as they teach, or one way to get saved in the Old Testament and another way to get saved in the New Testament. Paul didn't preach a different gospel than Jesus did. They actually teach that they preach different gospels. Well, if that's the case, Paul said, if any man preach another gospel, let him be accursed. So was he saying that Jesus is accursed? I mean, it's ridiculous. The whole hyper-dispensational multiple gospels for different church ages and different ages. Anytime I hear church ages, I'm just like, okay, that's a dispensational term that you need to be aware of because it sounds kind of legit. Like, yeah, we're in, it's a time of the New Testament church. But there's a lot of extra baggage that comes with that theological term that you need to be aware of. And so, there's always been the one everlasting gospel, which is faith in the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. That's the only gospel that I believe, I'll ever believe. That's the one gospel. There is no other. And, if any man come preaching another gospel, which we have not preached, says Paul, let him be accursed. He says that in Galatians 1:8.